Alright, what is up guys, it's Storm back here with another video, and in this one, I am bringing you a That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime story. Now, this is technically a part 2 to a video called Rimuru Loses Everything, so if you haven't checked that out, go check it out, because if you don't, you might be confused, but if you don't want to, that's alright too. If you want to, it'll be linked down below. But before the video begins, if you like the content you're seeing, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. I mean, they're all free, so why not? If you want some dope channel merch, the link that'll be down in the description below. And if you want to see more of me, go follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and go check out my other channels, which will all be linked down below. But without further ado, why don't we just dive right on in. Rimuru had lost everything and everyone he cared about. They were all taken from him. Every last one. He was going to make them all pay. All who were involved would be ended by his hand. A dark smile grew on Rimuru's face, while a tear shed down his eye at the same time. Rimuru's plan was to go to the armed nation of Dwargon and deal with the scum who he once thought was his ally, Gazelle Dwargo. Rimuru made the journey to the armed nation of Dwargon. That's when he remembered the first time he came here and met those 4 dwarves who joined him. He thought back to how he discovered their corpses next to the goblins, butchered by their own nation. Rimuru entered through the doors of the nation, his face not showing any emotion. He walked calmly through the town until he made his way to the castle, where he was stopped by guards. Rimuru simply moved them out of the way, or rather, absorbed them into his being. With that, Rimuru entered the castle, absorbing and killing anyone who got in his way. That's when he made his way into the throne room and appeared before Gazelle Dwargo. Rimuru simply looked at him and spoke in a calm, dark voice. Why? Why did you betray me? Gazelle smiled and responded, because you and your nation are nothing but filthy beasts that only deserve death. They were innocent. They were like everyone else. Gazelle stood up and began to walk to Rimuru. I see you need to join them, boy. If you think you can win, come and try it, Rimuru said. Gazelle unsheathed the sword and a blink of an eye slashed at Rimuru, but Rimuru stepped out of the way and dodged it. Is that your best effort? Rimuru asked. Not even close, Gazelle responded. The two then engaged in a sword fight as Rimuru unsheathed his own sword. Blade against blade, the two continued to strike and block against one another. For a monster, you're not too bad. I thought you'd be stronger than this, however, Gazelle taunted. Rimuru evilly laughed. I was just toying with you. This is where the real fun begins. After saying those words, Rimuru began his onslaught on Gazelle. Rimuru's speed increased immensely, and Gazelle couldn't keep up. Rimuru appeared all around him, cutting and slashing Gazelle all over his body. Rimuru then let out a smile when he cut off Gazelle's arm, the one which held his sword. Gazelle yelled in pain. That was when Rimuru cut off one of Gazelle's legs, and he flopped to the ground. Gazelle was now on the ground, bleeding out. Please, please, spare me, Gazelle begged. Like how you spared my people? Rimuru responded. Damn you. We were right. You are a monster. I enjoy the destruction of your nation. Gazelle managed to gurgle out with blood in his mouth. With one final look, Rimuru ended Gazelle Dwargo by taking the supposed Hero King's own sword and decapitating him. Not before absorbing the now deceased king. Rimuru walked through Dwargon, killing everyone who lived in the nation, and absorbing them into his own being, including men, women, even children. All suffered his wrath. It wasn't their fault. They just happened to be part of a nation that took everything from him, and for that, they all had to die. Rimuru's strength increased, as did his rage, and his lust for revenge. Rimuru was now floating in the sky, looking down at the now destroyed armed nation of Dwargon. He let out a dark smile, and then spoke to no one in particular. You humans said I was a monster. Well, if you want a monster, I'll become the very thing you weak, puny beings fear. I'll become the strongest and most relentless monster of them all. Next on his list was to end the Kingdom of Falmouth. Those humans. He was going to make them pay dearly for what they had done. 愛してる